Hello, hello, hello. We are back for the evening session of the Global Empowerment Summit, and this is the third Global Empowerment Summit. This is the second weekend, and all this weekend long, we are talking about personal growth and digital wealth, which is going under the sustainable digital transformation topic that we chose for this 5 weekend event. I'm really happy to have someone here in the studio, not for the first time, but for already the second or third time. Remind me.
Second, second
Second
time.
time? Yes,
Yes.
for the second time. And I'm so happy to have Avzan here. Hi, Avzan. How are you today?
Hi, Andrea. Thank you for having me. I'm good, good. I couldn't be better. Thank you.
So nice to have you here and seeing your smiling face. We will wait a little bit for the people because they are slowly joining in. But until we are waiting, we can warm up a little bit. So tell
Yeah.
me about your week. How was it? What did you do? What can you see? What did you accomplish this week? Let's just share a little bit.
Ooh, what did I accomplish? Well, I managed to reduce my meat intake. That is something. Yeah, yeah, because I'm a meat eater, but for some reason I have a friend who has, I think she's a bad influence on me because now I'm like eating more vegetables than usual.
Oh, okay. You know what happened to me? I tried to become like vegetarian and
Uh-huh.
I most probably wasn't doing it right. So my doctor told me, okay, you have to go back to normal eating because you're missing so many minerals. So now I'm trying
Um,
to get back on meat and everything. And actually, I feel
yeah.
much better. So
Mhm.
maybe I'm just the type of the girl who needs the meat. I don't know.
Yes, yes. I think it depends on your body also, what your body needs, because I think different people have different needs, right?
Yeah, most
Mm,
probably metabolism or something.
yeah.
So let me just fix your banner before we are going in the topic. But I think Jag is already here. So we will just
Yeah.
say hi to Jag. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi,
And
Jack.
and besides the meat eating, besides all this, I heard also some good news that you partnered up with someone, right?
Yes, yes, I have partnered with Harry Dehan. She is a UK trained psychiatric nurse, and she's been a psychiatric nurse in the UK for 20 years. And we have formed Recover Now PLT. We provide mental health services like pulse survey, employee assistance program, and also our niche program is the mental health retreat. Yeah, so you can
Oh.
just check out our website, recovernow.com.my, to find out more.
Wow, mental health retreat. That sounds
Yep,
so nice.
yep.
I'm
Mhm.
just thinking about retreats and going away and having some rest
Yeah,
and
yeah. It's good. It's good because other than resting and clearing your mind, we do yoga, we do mindfulness walk. Other than that, you also gain more knowledge about yourself because there will be like we'll be talking about the art of forgiving, creating positive states, goal setting, things like that. So it won't be just a regular uh relaxation weekend. And there's also a spa treatment. Hmm.
oh, nice. Nice to hear that.
Hmm.
That's so
Yeah.
amazing. I mean, and it's also, again, about something that is so important today because mental health is still something that needs to be addressed and needs to be
Yes.
dealt with, especially today. More and more people, a lot of things are coming up. There are still
Hmm.
a lot of stressful situations. So it's great that you are doing that. I heard that Toby
Yeah.
will also do something in Bali. So, yeah,
Um,
the retreats are coming back because we can travel.
yes, finally.
It's so nice. Yuva is here too. Hi, Yuva. Nice to have
Yeah.
you. And
Hi.
Christian tuned in too. So nice. All of the audience who is here, please tune in and please just write into the chat where are you tuning in from so that we can say hi to you. I
Hmm.
think Aljan is here. Hi, Kavan Afzan.
Hi.
Oh, so
Hi.
nice. So, Afzana, because maybe
Yes.
not everyone knows you, let's just start with a short introduction. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and maybe your favorite, what I didn't ask yet, your favorite animal.
My favorite animal, it's got to be the peacock. You see, because I'm a drama queen, so when the peacock goes up like that, with feathers, I'm like, that's grand. I like to make my entrance like that, just get all my feathers puffed up and just go in.
That's so nice. All
Okay,
right. So
about
tell us a little bit about yourself.
yeah. I am an architect by profession, and but I'm also a mental health advocate. And the reason I'm actively engaging in conversations about mental health is because I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder in the year 2019. But I've been living with it almost all my life and didn't even know about it. So now I'm encouraging conversations about mental health and also openly uh, sharing my stories so that people can see that even with a mental disorder, you can live a fruitful life. You can be successful in whatever you want to do.
All right, so that's a good
Yeah.
journey. And I remember a year ago you shared this journey with us, and I see so much. Like I was talking to Andrea
Yeah.
Stadthalter, and she had the same, like so much development, so much more shiny, so much more positivity on your face. And I see that you are in a good place. And we met
Yes.
recently for the first
Yeah.
time, and I could see the transformation, and I'm so happy to see that.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Absan, let's start to explore the topic. We are talking about occupational mental health, and
Yes.
you chose this topic because of course, that you are shifting into this profession and you are
Hmm.
exploring opportunities to work with corporates.
Yeah.
So, what is exactly occupational mental health? Just to always set the title straight so that everyone understand
Yeah.
what we're talking about. Tell us a little bit more about
Yeah.
what this means to you.
Yeah, it's actually the state of mind of the organization as a whole. It's not just the employees but also the employers, the managers, all the way up to the CEOs and all the board of directors. And I think when it comes to a company, normally people talk about whether an employee is fit to work because of a physical ailment, like for example somebody who just had a heart attack. The issue will be if he or she is fit to go back to work after having that heart attack. But did you know that the World Health Organization has estimated that soon mental health issues will replace heart disease as the number one determining factor to whether or not somebody is fit to work. So I think it is more than the right time now to talk about mental health in the workplace, among employees, among managers, and among everyone that is involved in your organization.
So, if someone has problems with their mental health, and if it's some kind of environment which is not supporting dealing with mental health, and it's a workplace,
Mhm.
what do you think? How people are deteriorating? What's happening to people? How they feel, and what exactly happening to them?
Yeah, you see, mental health issues comes from the brain, and the brain is an organ just like our heart, our kidneys, everything. So the brain is also susceptible to illnesses or any kind of deterioration if it's not taken care of. So in an office environment, sometimes the environment is also what we call toxic and not
Mhm.
good for the mind, where your employees or anyone actually in the organization, within the organization, can feel isolated, they can feel demotivated, they don't have any confidence, and they don't feel like contributing more to their work, and they become less productive, and this all takes a toll on their mental health. And when your employee has mental health issues, of course your productivity will go down. But at the same time, when something like that happens, employers rarely look into it, look deeper into it, because a lot of times it's just assumed that that person has a bad attitude, is just lazy or things like that.
I wanted to ask this question
Yeah.
actually, that do you think they realize, are they going into that so deep that okay, my employees must have some mental health issues? I mean, is it so common, for example, in Malaysia, to first recognize that, secondly to deal with it?
Mm,
within the companies. How do you think? How was your research? I guess you asked a few
yeah.
companies.
Yeah, it is starting really. Quite a few companies, but mostly the big organizations that have um, realized that it's just as important to take care of their employees' mental health as well as physical health. So some organizations I know have their in-house psychiatrists or psychologists, and that's a good thing. You know, at least the people in the organization have somebody to talk to, and some of them have been engaged companies to provide like employee assistance program, like I mentioned before, and but we are still at the very beginning stage. You know, there's still a lot to be done. There's still a lot that can be done to help employees have better mental health at work.
Is there someone who is kind of responsible for checking on this within a company, like a mental health officer or something like that? Or who is doing that? I mean, most of the time people are very, very busy, and especially the leaders, the managers, they are dealing with the business side of it. But who is taking care of
Mm-mm.
all these other things?
You know, if you ask me, everybody plays a role in an organization. The employees are, they are basically a family, because you see each other at least like 8 hours a day from 9 to 5 or 9 to 6. You see, you hang out with these people, so you have to just, you know, be aware of one another, and look out for the signs in each other. um, but having said that, and organizations and companies also must have a policy in place, or maybe they can send some of their staff, the managers, the HR, the, even the directors, to go for like a, or go take a mental health first aid course, to help them understand. Equip your employees with knowledge. Send your employees to mental health workshops, so that they know what are the signs, so they know what to do. They can be taught, self-help skills, because there's no one, really no one that can help yourself but you. But as an organization, everybody is responsible for each other. Um, but again, when there's hierarchy, there's the lower level staff, there's the mid level staff, there's the managers, and then the directors. Of course, the people on top have to set a policy so that everybody knows what to do when something that requires attention happen.
Okay, so we have this mental health awareness that is has
Mm.
to come already from the company culture.
Yes,
Basically, the company culture has to change into some
yes,
welcoming culture that is also supportive and
yes.
looking out for each other,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes. I always say that encourage openness. I think the problem with us Asians is that there are so many things that we keep hidden, so many things that we consider taboo, that we cannot talk about. Our business is personal, and we don't talk about it, especially something that can bring shame or embarrassment to the family. Like when for example, when I was first diagnosed with bipolar disorder, I did feel shame. I did feel embarrassed, because I thought, what did I do wrong? You know, and what would people say about me now that I'm, crazy? But yeah, but I think we need to look at it from a rational and practical perspective, because when there's an illness, there's always a way to manage it. I'll have to live with bipolar for the rest of my life, but over the years, with therapy, with medication, I have learned to manage it, and I'm able to perform my duties at work flawlessly, without incident so far. So yeah, we really, really need to encourage openness and inclusivity. Nobody should be left out. Nobody should be isolated because of different ideologies, different religion, different race, even different sexuality. Everybody should be included in all discussions.
Actually, this is a point that I just wanted to mention, as you are already brought it up. We know the current issues in Kuala Lumpur, what is happening, and it has been all over the different newspapers. So, guys,
Yeah.
yes, let's please be open. It's already 2022. uh, let's
Mhm.
embrace everyone as they are, and let's just don't differentiate them, and don't cause problems but
Mhm.
solve them. I'm really with you on this. I'm all over diversity, and I
Mhm.
advocate for it. So
Yeah.
I'm really with you on this issue. Please include everyone, and don't segregate, and don't make problems just because
Yeah.
someone is different. It's so important.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
getting back to the point of the mental health issues, and what we are talking about, yes, Alchan, no labeling, exactly, no labels,
Mhm.
no.
Mhm.
And Sharm is here asking a question, which I think it's very
Yeah.
important. So, what mental health first aid courses are available in Malaysia for anyone interested? So, where can they turn, and what are the courses?
Yes. All right. Okay. This is very important. You must get your mental health first aider certificate from a legit course provider. You cannot just simply go anywhere where they claim they can give you certified, make you certified in this and that. So I'm a certified mental health first aider, and I got my certificate from the Malaysian Mental Health Association. You can check out their website, Malaysian Mental Health Association.
Mhm.
If I'm not mistaken, they are organizing a first aid course this month in November. I saw it on their Instagram post, and I think I've shared it on my Instagram. So yeah, you can check out Malaysian Mental Health first. Sorry, Malaysian Mental Health first.
MMAJ, right?
MMA.
MMA.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Okay. I will just put the link into the comments so that people can look it out.
yeah.
Thank you so much, Sham, for the question. I think this is something that is so important to have more people be ready to help.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
thank you so much for this information, and then let's explore your topic further. So we were talking about health issues, how it helps the company to embrace it, how it helps the people working there. There are a lot of benefits, but I would like to ask one question: is
Mhm.
it different? Is it more difficult to have the mental health issues within a company or an organization, or is it easier to handle it within individuals with the personal life outside the organization? What do you think? Which one is more easy and not as difficult?
All right. So I think there are two ways to approach this. The first step is always to talk to somebody, and that can be anybody. Just to talk about what is bothering you, whether you are stressed, you are experiencing anxiety or depression. You need to talk to somebody, and it can be anybody. Anybody you trust, really, because in an organization, I think it's important, especially for HR managers. You cannot just simply do payrolls. You are basically the lifeline to employees, to get help. So you can that's why I emphasized earlier that a company needs to have a policy in place so that the employees know the steps where to go if they are experiencing any mental health issues. So they can do within the organization, but I think eventually, if more help is required, you must get professional help, because your HR, your managers, they are not trained to help you medically. Just like me, even though I'm a mental health first aider, I cannot diagnose you. I cannot prescribe medicine to you. I can only listen and help guide you to the right direction, help you get the right professional help if you need it. And that is why I say there are two layers of this. You have to talk to somebody, but eventually, if it gets worse, if it's still not resolved, you may need professional help. So go to that professional help. Yeah, and this is where I think HR and also companies need to do something. Maybe have a panel clinic, a psychiatric clinic as your panel, so that your employees can go there and get the help they need, without feeling ashamed, because they know that the company is there to protect them.
And here is the point. I think that was so important. That all right, we are having some problems. We don't go to the doctor. We don't reach out. We are alone with that problem. We go to our workplace. We are working with that problem. We try to push it away, but it's still coming back. So the workplace, what they can give us. The most important thing that they can give us, it's a supportive environment and the awareness that they are looking out for us and they are checking on us, right? And
Yes,
then the
yes,
next step is still mine as a person who is suffering from the problem to reach out, and I just have to have a supportive environment which is encouraging me to reach out,
yeah,
and then
yes,
I can go to the professional or someone who is attached to my company, right?
yes, yes, that is true. Yes.
So we have one more question from Sharm. Do
Yeah.
executive coaches help in identifying employees that may need mental health support?
This is a very good question, really. This is why I think it is very important for an organization to gain more knowledge on mental health issues. Because when you learn about mental health issues like stress, anxiety, depression, you will learn to recognize the symptoms. Now, mind you, that you cannot diagnose somebody. You cannot just look at somebody who's been sad and you immediately say, "Oh, he or she has depression." You cannot say that, but you can at least approach the person and talk and get to know, learn more about what's going on, and from that maybe you can encourage them to seek help if they need it. Because sometimes a person is just sad. Maybe if they've just lost somebody, they've been through a bad breakup. Yes, these instances make people sad, but some people may uh, have that condition prolonged to the point of experiencing depression. Some people get over it, some people don't. And remember, everybody goes different situation differently. Everybody reacts differently to different situations. So maybe this is why we need to set aside our own judgmental thinking, our own beliefs, because when you approach somebody, you suspect somebody of having mental health issues, you are talking about that person, not about your belief, not about your convictions, but about that person. Which is why earlier I said it's important to practice openness and inclusivity, because you may disagree with that person on so many things. You may disagree with their way of life. You may disagree with their religion or whatever. But at that moment, it's not about you. It's about that person. So um, to answer that question, executive coaches, yeah, they can, but get them knowledge first, because
Yeah.
it cannot simply be a shot in the dark. It has to be based on knowledge, which is why again I say, get your employees, send them to mental health workshops, so that they know what to do, they know how to identify these things.
And I think this is something that we can also address here, like some of the signs, like the main signs that people can recognize around them. I think there
Mm,
is just not enough time that we explore all
yeah,
of them, but it's
of
so
course, yes,
important to at least have a few so that people can already recognize and make a difference between
hmm,
normal sadness and some kind of mental
yes,
health issues. So tell us a
yeah.
little bit about this. What are the signs?
Okay, so the number one criteria for any signs of mental health issues is it's prolonged, meaning it takes longer than 2 weeks. It goes on and on and on for more than 2 weeks. So if you see somebody who is always quiet, who's always uh, looking as if he or she is just existing and not really living, if he or she behaves like that for more than 2 weeks, then there's probably something to worry about. But if it's just for a few days, that is normal, because people can really feel sadness for days. Um, Another thing to watch for is a change in behavior. Like you see me right now, right, Andrea? You see me smiling and making
Bubbly,
jokes and
your
stuff,
usual bubbly.
bubbly, yeah. But if I suddenly become quiet, I suddenly become reclusive again for more than 2 weeks, then there's something wrong with me. So yeah, so I think it is important. That's why I said, as an organization, you are basically not responsible for each other, but at least you should take care of each other like a family, because in that organization, within that 8 hours in a day, you are with each other. So I guess some people even know their colleagues better than they know their family. So that's, yeah, it happens. So yeah, it's really important to recognize the signs. I can go on and on about the signs, but you will need to
No,
have me
it's
for the
good.
whole day,
It's
honey.
good. We have one, and if you want to know more, then go for a first aid or go for a workshop, and then you can get to
Yeah.
know more about it. And I think
Yes.
also as an employer, if we think about the employer perspective, it's just very important to get the knowledge, to be aware, to give the education to the people at the company, and then also kind of create the resources to help the
Mm.
people. So put there on the wall everywhere some
Yeah.
numbers for mental health specialists,
Yep.
and make sure that they can reach out and have some help. And we have some very nice comment here from Lalita. Lalita is saying some people with mental health issues are reluctant to seek professional help due to PNC and social stigma, which we were
Yep.
talking a little bit about. That
Yes.
that's an issue. It's still an issue, right?
Yeah, it is still an issue. Yeah, that is true. I
So
I
that's
felt
like,
it when I was diagnosed. I'm like, oh my god, what are people gonna say about me now? You know?
and slowly other people are joining in. We have Anjali here, we have Ambrin here who will come up and speaks very
Hi,
soon. We have
everyone.
Mina. Mina is
Thank
also
you for
here.
joining in.
Yes, all supporting you. So yes, we did a very nice conversation. So we started up with what is exactly mental health issue, how can we
Yeah.
recognize it, why is it important for a company, what can a company do to make it more to make it more make people more aware about the problem of the
Yes.
mental health issues, and then how can you maintain that, like how can you keep it up, how can you really stay on track and continuously make sure that everyone is on board and continuously create this culture, how do you make that happen?
Yeah. Again, this goes back to the policy. A company has to have a mental health policy in place. I'm not talking about insurance policies. I'm talking about the company policy, about where an employee should go, who to talk to, what's the next course of action, how does the employer monitor their staff, to make sure that their mental health issues are managed well. It all comes back to policy. So yeah, but you cannot really have a policy in place if you haven't done a pulse survey. A pulse survey is where you basically gauge the mental well-being of your organization, and from then you can make informed decision on what
Hmm.
policies you should put in place. Yeah.
So, like with everything, like with a good old marketing campaign, first you are researching what's
Yeah.
happening around. You need to know what is the state of the company and
Yes.
how the employees are performing. And if
Mm.
you see that there is something going on, then according to the survey, you can serve them better, right?
Yep. Yep, that is true.
Nice. Okay. Christian is saying valid concern and point Lalita, even though there is an increase in awareness on mental health issues. And I think that's something that is really happy to see. I'm so happy to see this. I was talking to
Yeah.
Arman Rashid, and he's also telling me that, yeah, in Malaysia, the things are moving on.
Yep.
People start to accept it, start to talk about it. It's becoming something that is okay to talk
Mhm.
about. So I'm really happy about this progress.
Yeah. Me too.
And Bensley is saying mental health issues are serious issue that must be addressed by employers. So
Yep.
I'm wishing you all the best on this success and all the success for your new journey of empowering others in the corporate field and in the companies, and spread more awareness about
Yep.
mental health issues. Where can people reach out to you? Where can people work with you if they would like to do some kind of a workshop? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, you can always connect with me on LinkedIn, of Sanyas, or you can go to our company LinkedIn, Recover Now PLT, or go to our website, recovernow.com.my. We have all the information there. Or you can reach out to me on Instagram, Babanology, and also our company Instagram, Recover Now PLT. So you can always just DM me on LinkedIn, and connect with us on our website. For a while there, the
Recover
word
now.
escaped me. Yeah.
It's okay, it happens to me too, no problem.
Yeah. or oh yeah,
Okay.
or you can email us at info@recovernow.com.my. Yeah.
It's coming back.
Yeah, it's coming back to me
Nothing is
now.
lost. Okay, until we are waiting for Ambrin to join in, a little bit more about the mental health programs in Malaysia. What other places, newsletters, resources are there that people can just read or subscribe to
Mm-mm.
or anything? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, all right. So on a corporate level, you can actually subscribe to our newsletter. There's a subscription based service that we provide. You can go to our website to check it out. But on an individual level, I think there are so many NGOs out there like MIASA, Mental Illness Association. There's Yayasan Zuriat Care. They have Awas, which is awareness against suicide. They have Camellia, which is campaign for mental illness awareness and inclusivity. Uh, and again, and then there's befrienders, but befrienders is specific for people with suicidal tendencies. So there are many organizations out there. There's MIASA, there's MMHA, there's Yayasan Zuriat Care. Check out all these NGOs, and you can always get help from them.
Thank you so much. And we have one last question about the SAD at work, SAD. So she's very
I
curious about the
see. I see
SAD.
somebody. I see somebody has been reading my post on LinkedIn. Oh my
Yes,
god!
Greg is the
Right.
best. He is always self-actualized.
All right. So SAD is stress, anxiety, and depression. These are the three common mental health issues that affect people in the workforce. So that's why I put the SAD. Mm.
Thank you so much for letting us know, and we will continue to read your posts and follow your journey. And thank you so much for doing this, and thank you for your
Yeah.
story. Everyone is saying that you are an inspiration, so keep it up.
Oh,
And
thank you so
I will let
much.
you enjoy your evening, and
Yes.
I will bring up Ambreen as a next guest. So thank you so much,
Yeah.
Amsan.
Thank you for having me, Andrea. Bye,
Of course,
everyone.
anytime. Bye bye. See you. All right, so switching in the studio, we have two more discussions, and the next discussion is with the exciting and amazing Brain Nadim. And it's just so happy to share this moment with her because she just published her book and it became international bestseller. And I'm just so happy to share this news with you. And we will talk about the book and many other things. But let me bring up her on the stage, and I will just hide away the banner and bring Ambreen up. Hi, Ambreen. How are you today? Let me unmute you so that you can speak.
Oops.
Okay, now we will hear you.
Okay. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for having me here. And
Yes,
I,
it's always so exciting to have you here.
yeah, thank you. So, how are you? How's your day going?
Oh, good, oh,
From
good. I did the crazy thing of forgetting to put some break in the morning, but otherwise,
oh,
everything is good.
yeah, that's great. I know. I've been watching your like these talks and workshops. Like it's one after another. So it's. I know sometimes I'm sure it must have been so overwhelming. So hello,
Well,
Andrea,
it's
and hello,
okay.
Jack.
Yes, they're all here. Jag, Anjali,
Yeah.
Andrea, we have
Yeah.
Sharm, we have the whole team is here. Krishan, Meena.
Oh,
It's so
hello
nice to have you
everyone.
guys
Yeah,
here.
good to have all these havers and all these friends. I mean, I met all these people through last year when we were in the summit. So it's amazing to be connected with these people globally.
I think this is how it starts, and that's why I
Yeah,
see that what I put into the work, like in the last 3 years, I think that's starting to reap now because the people are okay. I'm coming, I will be here,
yeah,
and this is how it
absolutely.
goes. So first you build a community, and then you have the presence of the people. And I'm not worried
Yeah,
anymore about who is watching us because I see that it's working. It just needs a little bit more time
yeah,
to put it all together. So I'm super happy to have you here, Ambrin,
yeah.
and
Thank you.
we have amazing news. But before we get there, just let me ask you about yourself a little bit. Give me a little bit of introduction of who you are, where are you from, and maybe something personal. What's your favorite tea type?
Okay. Okay. So I'm Preen Nadeem, and I'm from Pakistan basically, and I'm a psychologist. By profession, I'm a marketing research consultant. So a lot of people actually don't even know what marketing research is. So let me tell them a little bit about it. Marketing research is basically when any company wants to come up with any advertising campaign or with any uh, any marketing campaign. So they actually, or even they want to launch a new product, what they do is they want to understand what the market is, what are the dynamics of the market, what are the needs of the consumer or the customer. So they study well before they launch any product, any campaign. So and that's what actually I help companies, and I do all the research work, and then I actually help them in the marketing strategies to launch product or campaigns or any advertising, that how they can tweak it or how they can actually design it in a way that it touches the consumer heart or the customer's heart. So that's basically my main job is as professionally. But being a psychologist myself, I'm so passionate about mental health and helping people, because I see a lot of people are actually suffering and they are stuck in their lives just because of some very minor issues with moving forward in the life. They don't know how to deal with their own selves and with their own psychology. So that's why I do a lot of volunteer work. I've just created a lot of communities, even in like Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, like for the women communities. I've done. We do a lot of like meetups, and I do provide them counseling voluntarily, and that's what I do. So like people who sometimes feel depressed, who feel stuck, just giving them a little advice, and I see that their life changed. So that's my passion, and that is why I actually wrote the book, because I feel that they need to hear, they need the exact knowledge. So once they find out, their life changes, and that is what makes me feel happy. And oh yes, your question about that, what is my favorite type of tea? I don't like tea a lot. I like coffee, but I do drink tea regularly. So it's like I like the tea with the milk
Milk.
and with
Okay, like
sugar.
a
Yeah,
British UK type.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I tried it,
uh,
I think, best
yeah.
in the like half a year ago, or I
Mhm.
think like that, and it's very good. I never thought that
Yeah.
I would like it, but I like it actually.
Yeah. And it's also like coming from like subcontinent, like the Pakistan and India, and they also add a lot of other spices in it. So sometimes to give like different flavor, like cardamom,
Oh, I like
cloves.
masala
Yeah.
tea. Masala tea is
Yes,
my
masala,
favorite.
exactly. So this is something that I really like. So we make it look. So these masala teas and something like I really, and we also have the specialized tea. It's called pink tea, which
Hmm.
is like it is actually made through green tea, but it's like it's a lengthy process.
Hmm.
But it's very nice. I love that
Ah,
pink
you have to
tea.
tell me the recipe. I so love this kind of thing.
Oh, sure, sure. It's really nice. I'll give you the recipe.
So today we are here to talk about your title, which is actually the title of your book, and I wanted
Yeah,
to choose it because it just has everything what who you are and what you are about, and
absolutely.
there's so much meaning behind this one. So the
Mhm.
algorithm of life.
Yeah.
First off, tell us a little bit about the title. Why did you choose this title for your book, and yeah, what's behind it? I'm so curious.
Okay, so I'll just start from the very beginning, and then I'll come up like slowly and slowly and tell you about the entire process. So the thing is that I had this goal of writing this book 20 years back. And why I had this goal is because I was stuck at my life. I was so depressed at that time, that at that time I was having like suicidal thoughts. And I thought that, I wanted to end my life. I thought that I don't want to live in this miserable life, and it's something I was almost on the verge of, taking my life. But then, few things happened. Like, when I decided to actually take off my life, I started looking for some ways, which are like, the least painful ways to commit suicide. And, like during all the process when I was trying it, I was like, oh my god, I why am I choosing the least painful ways, right? That means I don't want to end my life. I want to end the pain of my life, right? So this is something that maybe this is something has to do with my thoughts, and whether, like, I need to change my thinking. And interestingly, I was having this mental conversation with myself that why do I need to do this, and how I can end this misery, or is it like what is going on? And that was the first moment that of realization, when I had like was connecting with myself, that do I really want to commit suicide or end my life, or I actually need something more to it. And then I saw a trail of ants going on, and they're like carrying such heavy loads. And I saw that, like, they were like the path was blocked, and they did not give up even when the path was blocked. They were following the leader in the same line, carrying so heavy load. And I said, and they changed the path. I mean, they did not just say that, okay, then if the path is blocked, they would just give up and then just say, they changed the path. And then, like, they said, and then it occurred to me that, like, I think everything, every, like, living being has given certain role to it. They have to carry the load. They have to go through it, no matter how like challenges they face in the life, no matter how many obstacles they face. And then I said, like, oh my god, I think I need something more. I think I may have some better future. I think because at that point in time, what happened, like, my father had lost a job, and like we were facing lots of financial problems. And I thought that, like, I may not be able to fulfill all my dreams and everything. But then, and then I said, like, I think I need to work more on it, and maybe, like, I don't need to end my life, I need to change my thinking. And that's where, like, I started work. And then I realized it. And then, of course, I was thinking that how we can take control of our life, how we can take charge of the destiny. And then I just came up with this idea. And then I said, oh, I think I need to write a book, because I know that a lot of people are going through the same troubles in life. And if I will share my story, or if I share my concept that how they can change the thinking, and how they can be in charge of their lives, so it can save their lives. And from there on, like, on the mission to save lives of the people and to help them. But then, like, I could have wrote the book at that time also, but then I was so young. I was in my teens, and it's like, who's gonna listen to me about these philosophical thoughts? So, and of course, I needed to learn more also about it, because I thought that whatever the knowledge, whatever the concept I'm giving to my reader, to my audience, it should be authentic and credible. They shouldn't see that, like, one day I woke up and I found out, and then I'm sharing it with the world. So I studied a lot of, like, different fields, like quantum physics, philosophy, history, literature, psychology, of course. And then, like, whatever my thoughts were, whatever my concepts are all backed by all these studies and evidence, scientific researches. So it's not something that, I this is my concept, but the concept is backed up by the evidences. Of course, I have some more concept or more theory behind it, and that's my idea. But the thing is that whatever, like, the questions I had in my mind, that why it's happening, why do we need to believe in ourselves, why thoughts are powerful. So this all came is all backed up by the scientific researches and studies, and that's what I have given in this book, The Algorithm of Life. A little background
Oh,
of
it's good. It's
why.
good. I
Yeah.
love to hear and listen to people when they are telling about stories of their lives and how the realization went through in their mind. I think it's all different from all of us. There is always a trigger, whether it's bad or good, but you are seeing something outside and then you are relating it, and sometimes it clicks. And I really love this moment of when it clicks to the right place. Like you said, the ants. I was always in awe of the ants, like carrying 3, 4, 5 times the weight of their own body, and not giving up and doing this. I mean, I
Yeah.
made super like long videos about ants trying to take away a breadcrumb, because it's just crazy what they can do together. And
Yeah.
we didn't talk about that sometimes they come together and they do it. So it's a very good example. And I admire your story. It's something that is, how we say, it's a great example. You are some kind of a role model for people in the same situation. So I'm so happy that you shared your story and just shared it so openly. For me, that's
Yeah.
something that I always appreciate.
Thank you.
And let's go further on the story, because, okay, you decided you write a book. Okay, you have your topic. You were a bit young, so you were waiting and learning and everything. And then you arrived to this, it was last year, right? When we were
Yeah.
talking about it. And then you started it and then you did it. So tell me about that part of the
Yeah,
process.
yeah, okay. Sure, sure. It's basically, I actually, since I had this idea, I set my goal like 20 years ago. So I knew that I had to work on my writing skills, and I had to work on my, like collecting or gathering knowledge. So I started like writing even 20 years ago. Like my first article was published in one of the very prestigious newspaper and magazine in Pakistan in 2002. So like I started writing because I know that I had to work on this skill. And of course I knew that I had to establish my identity as an author, because people need to know that whatever I'm offering, at least they should know that who is that person who is offering such a solution. So that's why I started working on this identity. But then of course what happens was that since I was in Pakistan, but in 2010 I had to move to Saudi Arabia. So whatever the identity I developed in Pakistan, it was like, it was stopped. And like it was like I had to start from the zero when I moved to Saudi Arabia. And it's a new country. I didn't know what to do. And it was like initial some time. It was quite depressing for me because I had to leave my job. I had to do, start all over again. But then of course when you have a passion, then you start looking for some ways. And then when you have a goal, I believe that whenever you have a purpose in life and you have certain goal, it actually gravitates you towards itself. So, and that's how like our subconscious mind, our intuition works, that, and these are the like thoughts that we send a signal to the universe, and then all these events are brought into our life. So I did try to find, then I found, established myself as a like freelance marketing research consultant. And then I started also writing gradually to the different blogs and to the newspaper. And in 2019 actually I created this this platform, or so said, like I started writing under the name of Psychology Talks with one of the very renowned community here in Jeddah, which is the Pathways Jeddah. And I started writing regularly with that community. And this is the community that empowers women. And I've been very actively, I'm still very active member over there. And then from there on I started building on this Psychology Talks. And 2020 I started my journey on LinkedIn. And because I didn't know how to write a book because nobody in my family had written the book, or I didn't know how to do it. So I was looking for someone who could help me. So I started this journey on LinkedIn because I thought that maybe I could attract some professionals, and they could help me. And I found this platform very mature and very like professional, because people are there very helpful all the time. They're willing to help, they're encouraging. So anyways I started it. And then like then gradually I started of course sharing my content, and people liked whatever I was sharing. So it also gave me encouragement that people are gaining benefit from my post and everything. And then of course from there on I found my mentors and I found my coaches who helped me write the book, because I know I was writing. I had good. I had developed the skills of writing, but writing a book requires some complete different strategy. So I found my mentors and coaches over there who helped me write the book. And then it took again a year because, of course, in 2020, there was like COVID happened. And things in life went upside down. Like I had a plan that I'll do it in a year or so, but it, of course, it doesn't all the time, it doesn't happen the way we planned. So anyways, like, so it took a lot of time. And then in 2021, actually, I found my mentor. And then I started working with them in 2022 finally. And like I was also, I planned to launch my book in May 1st. But then of course it got delayed, and of course things happened. This was the first book, so I didn't know. But eventually I managed to publish on 14th of August, and I got some amazing response on that. So yeah, within 24 hours, it hit the like it hit the best-selling categories in 8 categories of Amazon. So it was amazing. I wasn't expecting this, but it was amazing. So yeah.
Well, congratulations, that hard work that you put inside and all the
Mm.
thoughts and your 20 years of experience and
Mm.
preparing for it. I mean, for me, that's the most amazing thing, that you were preparing for this for 20 years. You knew that you want to
Yeah.
come out, and you didn't want it to do it so quickly because you really wanted to be ready. So the way how you were waiting for it, and I mean, many people like my hyperactive personality, well, make me wait, and I'm like, no, I'm publishing 5 books, doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
to make it count and to make it so much more valuable, and by really building a strategy, by making yourself also I mean, being aware and creating yourself first as a writer and a publisher, and getting all that knowledge and the research, that's something that is amazing to see, and
Yeah.
it's very, very rare. So congratulations on
Yeah.
that.
And actually the thing is that the 20 years time I gave myself is also because being a woman from the Eastern culture, people like, there's a lot of pressure on the like societal pressure also, and I faced the same pressure. I would say that had I not faced that pressure, I could have written the book long ago. Like, because as a woman, like, we have to get married, produce kids, and these are the things. It's all there. And that's why I actually tell people that don't get into these societal pressure, because it takes a lot of time. And I do sometimes look back, and I say, like, I could have done it like at least 10 years ago if I were not under this pressure. But the thing is that I think that everything has its time, and everything happens for a reason. So, like, whatever the experience I went through in 20 years, that enriches the whatever I have written in the book, because the kind of experience I shared in the book, or whatever the concept that I've shared, is all like, it's the result of all these, the experience that I have gone through before 20 years, and even during that 20 years. So, this thing, I feel that this it was meant to happen that way. And of course, now I have more ideas about writing more books. And I'm
The next
working
one is
already.
coming out. Like Andrea
Yeah.
is already saying that, okay, the first, so we can accept
Yeah.
expect the second. The
Yeah,
pressure
yeah.
is building
I
up.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right, the second.
I started working on the second book, and this time I'm gonna write about like how we can unleash the power of these mental powers that exist beyond the space and time. And like, this is I'm very much I'm so excited about it somehow, like, because I'm also gathering a lot of information and knowledge, and I'm so excited about the second book as well. So
Yeah, we were just talking about the universe and Maslow's pyramid, that people say that, okay, the most important need in a human's life, it's being significant. And then Carrie Benedette, the speaker earlier, she was talking about, oh, do you gaze the stars? You know that we are just
Yeah,
twinkles and starlights. And I was like, well, that's the thing, that we are so small in the universe, that if we
yeah,
realize how small we are and we don't pressure ourselves to become so significant, and accept that
yeah,
we can be important on our own level, and not like take all the all the universal things on our shoulders, then life would
yeah,
be a bit more easier, and
yeah.
it can be a thought that can deliberate some people, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. You've given such an amazing point here that, like we tend to put a lot of pressure on ourselves. Like, if we just think of not taking all these pressure that is given by the people, a lot of time we are trying to uh, present the best self, but the best self is not our best self. We're trying to fit in the best image which is actually portrayed by the society or portrayed by the other people. And that image is like we're trying to chase, like, to have good titles, to earn that much money, or to have a big house, or to have that car. I mean, these things are, we should just take a pause, connect with ourselves, and find out that what actually matters to you. And then you'll realize that, like the image, the best image, which is actually projected by the society, is not the one that you want. It's something else. The happiness is always there, and you may find that, just taking a walk in the nature will give you so much happiness, and you just stay there, feel it, and then you would feel so, I would say, your soul will even light up, even if you just feel the moment, that how beautiful nature is. You just start seeing things around you, and then you will realize that, there is so much blessings around you. And we are all the time chasing something which is maybe which may not give us the real happiness, because what happens is that we try to achieve that thing. Or let's say, if you achieve, if people are just chasing a title or a fortune or something, when they achieve it, there must be some other milestone, and there's like the society will tell you, okay, you achieved it, but you're not good enough, so you need to
Yeah,
achieve
don't
something
rest,
more.
just go
Yeah, don't.
further.
Exactly.
Don't
And
celebrate.
absolutely. And when they see, they say, okay, and then they have that. That's why we see a lot of people, successful people, they have imposter syndrome, because whatever they're chasing is not their inner desire. It's not their inner dream. They're chasing someone else's dream. And then they keep the dream is keep like becomes a dream, because they say, no, you reach this, you need to work harder to achieve something more. And that's why people, eventually we see so many successful people, they just give up on their life, because they can't take up all the pressure, because they say, like, I have achieved that much, but what is for them? Their inner soul is still not happy. So
It's so important. I believe I ever since then I saw or heard about there is a fisherman, I think, and there was a story about a fisherman, that
mhm,
someone was on a fishing boat in the jungle, and then they wanted to help him and tell that, okay, we buy your boat, we give you this money, you move to this city. And then he moved to the city, and then he wasn't happy, because at the
yeah,
end his original days of going to the river and fishing, and getting
mhm,
that kind of satisfaction from doing those simple things, made him much more happier than going into a crowded city and living in between buildings, and something that he was not
absolutely.
originally conditioned to.
Yeah, and actually, you know what? And that's what I've also written in the book. When you find out the passion, that's what is your passion is about, or the purpose. It's like, you see, like in like every object in the universe has certain frequency, the optimal frequency, which is called the resonance frequency. And when any object resonate at that particular time, the frequency, that achieve the highest level of productivity. That's the resonant frequency. And our resonant frequency is our passion. And because when we have, when we achieve our passion, we realize our passion, we are doing work with a passion, we resonate at certain frequency. And you've seen this, like, like the people who are in the, you can, like, I give this example, when you see the, when the person who is creating the music, the person who is enjoying himself is actually giving, like, radiate all the frequency. And it's not only the music we enjoy, that we enjoy the way he is creating, or like the, or the person is creating the music, because that person is at the highest level of the frequency. And we not only just resonate, I mean, we not only connect with him through this the sound waves, but the frequency that he or she emits. So that's why we feel so connected, we feel so comfortable in his or her company. So that's why I always say that, you need to find your passion so you can achieve your optimal level.
Mm. It's amazing, and I think everyone can hear your passion and your compassion, and all the work that you put inside. It's just so amazing to hear. I mean, I will read out a few of the comments because there are so many. So they are all
Yeah, sure.
congratulating you. So
Thank
thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much, Ambrin.
Thank
Congratulations on the
you.
success of your book. Jagatis is saying the same. We have Krishan. Congratulations, Ambrin, on your book
Thank
being an
you.
Amazon bestseller and top on the list. Then Andre is coming back also. I'm looking forward to the next book.
Sure.
And then we have Lalita, inspired by your resilience, and congratulations and for your best selling and
Mhm.
making the book happen. Then we have Jagatis, you are remarkable and I
Thank you.
admire your courage. So all of them are supportive, all of them are
Yeah.
celebrating, and I think this is something that it's good to just put
Yeah,
more,
all of these people are
take it more.
really, I mean, I'm so close to them, like, especially like in the meeting them in weekly meetups. Like, I feel a strong bond with them. Seriously, with you, with the people, it's not saying, and that these other people actually motivated me to actually join these summit, like, the sessions, because I know that, oh my God, the Christian is coming, or maybe the Andrea is coming, so I must log into this. And yesterday I was really wanted to actually join, but as I told you that I had some commitment. So so, like, this bond is amazing. I mean, I thought initially I that digital interaction isn't so meaningful, but I really feel the power of digital community as well, because maybe we are thousands of miles away, but I feel the connection, the bond with all of these amazing people. So I'm so
I
glad
think
to
that
be.
this is so amazing. You know what happened, because we did our kickoff of the summit in the first week, and these people, like most of them, they haven't met. Like I met already some of them because we created a meetup, and then someone from the outside was looking at Charm and. I think it was Betty and Lalita and all of them was there, and they were hugging and kissing and everything, and
Oh.
and then the person was telling me, "Oh, Andrea, but you told me they never met before." And I was like,
Yeah,
well,
I mean,
that's the thing, right?
seriously, I mean, I never feel that, we never met, but the kind of, like, connection I have with all of you is amazing. I never could actually imagine, because I always, and that's why I actually, when I made these communities in Jeddah, because I wanted to, like, bring all the people together. And, of course, the power of having the personal interaction is definitely much impactful. But I must say that the power of community, even digitally, is also so strong and impactful, and I can feel it.
I think that's the part that goes into my book, like how to build
Yes,
digital
yes,
communities which
you
are
should
very
write. Yeah,
focused on the people, on the
yeah,
human, because this will
and
differentiate the future from, yeah, the
absolutely,
human
and that
connection.
is exactly what I be writing in my next book, because what I want to highlight, that this the our mind is also connected with, it's like here the concept of Carl Jung, that that's the collective unconscious. It's like we all connected. It doesn't matter, like, if I give you the example, like, for example, if you're connected with your loved one, you don't need these phones to connect with them. Sometimes you just have the strong feeling, you just are remembering, or you wanted to have a conversation with that person, and you get a phone call right? Or sometimes your mind has the power to connect with people, and it doesn't matter, the distance doesn't matter, even time doesn't matter, because time, like you see that, you see that it's linear, but in my opinion, it's not linear. We can be either in the past or in the future. It's all in our head. So where we want to choose, or where we choose to be, it is what matter. Maybe we can connect with the people from the past or from the future. So that's going to be very interesting in my next book.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm also looking forward to read fully this one. I learned the synopsis, and it's just amazing. So I'm so looking forward to read more about it. And if you would like to reach out to Embrin, please go to the Embrin Nadim on LinkedIn and search for the Algorithm of Life. It's available still on the bookshelves of the digital bookshelves. So go
Amazon.
and
So
take
it's
them. Amazon, yes,
yeah,
exactly, and reach out for it. And thank you so much, Ambrin, for being
yeah,
here. I see Stefan is already in the studio, so I will
sure,
let you go. And we will have you back for the panel discussion coming right
sure.
after Stefan. And thank you so much for being here
You're
with us.
most welcome. Thank you so much, and bye bye.
Bye. Thank you for the comments.
You're welcome.
And okay, until Stefan is getting ready in the studio, and until I can see him being prepared, I will just, he's already waving, so I will bring him up very soon. I will just say to everyone, please don't forget to play. We have this game going on. This is the second weekend. We will have the game on for 5 weeks, and you can collect points and get on the top of the leaderboard. And we added 5 new questions to the game. So make sure that you are tuning in with the same email address every single time, so that you can collect the points. And then we will announce the winners on the 27th of November. So I'm so looking forward to it. And I see the cap, the yellow cap here below. So I will bring it up. Hi, Stefan. How are you today?
Good, thank you. How are you, Andrea?
I'm good. I'm good. I was just telling to everyone, but today I was just crazy as always. I forget to schedule my breaks. So in the morning I was online for a long time, and I just realized that I should move somewhere because it's just too much time. So yeah, but that's my story of the day. I always laugh at myself when I do something like this.
Absolutely. You're far too busy making sure everyone else is okay that you often forget that you need to take a break as well, obviously.
That's so true. But you know what? I'm really laughing on these things because I'm just like sitting here, and then I'm realizing, oh, it's 2:30 and I didn't do anything, and I started at 10 a.m. So I was like, all right, next time again, I'm learning from it.
Yeah.
So nice to have you here, Stefan. Let me just change the branding and the banners, because we had Ambreen here, and she was talking about her book, Algorithm of Life. And then I'm changing the topic to yours, which is also quite exciting. But until I do that, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? What are you doing? Like no one would know you.
Okay. So I'm in the UK. I'm in England, and I'm right in the middle of the country. I've lived here my whole life. I love traveling, but I've not yet ventured outside of the UK to live, and that's on my list of things I'd love to do. I am a compassion person who serves others. So that's who I am, and I do that through coaching and mentoring with regards to people's health and wellness, and that touches lots of bases. I've worked with people in the military. I've worked with menopausal women. I've worked with racing drivers. I've worked with other professionals. So what I do is serve people to help them create a greater sense of awareness surrounding their health and wellness. And that's what I do.
Oh, before we continue, let me send you some energy from me, and some hugs and positive vibes. You had a long day.
Thank
Let
you.
me.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's well received.
Thank you, thank you. I'm always in giving. When I have, I can give, I will give. So I'm really happy to deliver it. I just see the little bit like, okay, let's give him a little time to catch up with everything here. And you see, Jag is already liking your video because they were watching your speaker video. So I played it quite
Okay,
many
thank
times.
you. Thanks, Jag.
So today the topic with you will be health, happiness, and success through growth, and it's a quite exciting topic because this week we are all about personal growth and digital wealth, which is kind of interconnected. Because if you have your personal growth, if you have your health, your well-being, then all the rest, the success is coming, right? So it's a nice conclusion for today having you here. But because we want to start somewhere, tell me, why did you choose this title? Like, what was exactly behind, and what does it mean to you?
The title, Health, Happiness, and Success, is my email. Would you call it a log off? So at the end of every email I send, I write health, happiness, and success.
Okay.
And I've had that for, it must be almost a decade. But I believe that everybody deserves health, happiness, and success. And irrespective of how people would describe health, happiness, and success, I believe every human being has that innate gift to be able to receive and feel and give all of those things. So it started off about a decade ago, and that's my, would you call it an email handle? I'm not too sure.
No, but already Afzan is helping us. Email sign off signature. Email sign off or signature.
Yeah. Email sign off. And I believe that. And I believe everybody deserves to experience that in some way. The difficulty for some people is that they move so far away from that belief that they believe it's a struggle to get that back, whether it be health, whether it be happiness, or whether it be success. So I help people get back to all of those things, or one of those things, or
whatever they are missing from this beautiful triple, right? Okay, so let's get to the questions. So basically, you are helping people to transform their lives and gaining more happiness and more success and health, and then updating them where they are, and coaching them towards a higher level in that. But how do you actually do that? Like, how are the habits formed? And when it comes to health and fitness, it's especially hard, I think, because our lives are always changing. It's not like something constant, that it's always the same. So how do you build those habits in health and wellness to be constant, and where do you start?
What I find really fascinating, Andrea, is that the majority of us, of people, are striving for something. And what I find, and I found this myself, is that we work or go through our day in a specific way to reduce stress. And we can create habitual patterns in life that serve us at that time. And then what I find is people come to me and they realize they've had like an awakening, and they realize their habits that they're carrying out on a day-to-day basis with regards to their health and wellness are no longer serving them. But it did then. So I've worked a lot with women who have gone through perimenopause and into menopause, and the habits they created in maybe in their early 30s or late 20s served them then. But because they're serving everybody else, they're looking after the children, they're looking after the household, they're looking after their partners, but they find they almost have an awakening, and they realize the habits that they've created all that time ago no longer serve them. So for me, it's about how to shine a light on that and their ability to create change, because quite often they don't believe they can create change. So habitually, it's something that served us at a time, but no longer serves us now.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. Yes. So you are actually meeting with them, telling them, auditing them, checking them where they are, and then checking in basically with their habits and checking which one serves them. Okay, this one I keep. This is not serving me, I change. So you are kind of choosing and creating a new pattern of habit that can be fitted to their current life. I guess that's what I understood. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's habitual patterns are very difficult to shake or to change, because the way we think is very autonomic. So we think on an autopilot. So we don't always recognize that the habits we want to get rid of are still in place, because we live on autopilot most of our day, most of our life, because of the programs we've created in our past.
So that's really important, actually, to be aware and to start awareness. And then once you have the awareness, then you can start to work on them, right? So that's the first step. So how do you do the first step?
The first step to change is an individual or a person, you or I, need to be aware that we would like to create change. So the first step is creating an awareness. And that's what people come to me with, is an awareness as to my diet's not serving me. I'm not happy with the lack of exercise. I'm not happy with how I look. But the awareness is only the first thing, because awareness is a conscious indication that something isn't right. Because habits happen on a subconscious or unconscious level, it's for someone to be willing to give up themselves to the process of change. So once someone is ready to relinquish their own habits to change, then that's when change begins. It needs to
I
happen.
would just smile and smile and smile. I want to make you smile. Because I'm missing the smiling stuff, and so I will not give up. I will make you smile throughout this session.
I'm thinking so much about delivering information that's helpful, that moving inside myself, my smile's going away.
And sometimes my muscles are already tired, so I'm making really big efforts here to make you smile. Don't forget, I'm smiling for a day already, so don't be afraid to smile here and relax. It's all right. So we are just talking about the topic because I think it's something important what you're bringing up. We are having some habit change exploration here, because we also have Angela on board, and she was talking about the habits, how it's like she was relating it to a chain, like the mini habits and all the habits are coming together, it becomes a chain, and that creates a routine. And once it creates a routine, it becomes much more unconscious, and once it's in the unconscious, right, it's harder to be aware. So I think it's kind of like a hamster wheel, going there and back to be able to create habits, create routines, and then delete all of that, take an eraser, and then, okay, I want to go back. It's harder, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's some research that says it can take between 24 to 250 days to create a habit. And that seems crazy, because a lot of people think it can take 2 weeks and then I'm okay. I can change a habit. It only takes 2 weeks. But for some people, it takes a lot longer to create a habit. But that is okay. It's about accepting that habitual change will come when we realize that it's important or powerful for us to do so. So it can take a long time.
Look at what I did. Look at the comment. So you're welcome. Yeah, so nice. I'm so happy to have all these guys here. I have to tell you that I think this is the third year that we are doing this. We are leading this community for the third year, and I see the forming bonds between the people who were sticking with us for the 3 years and meeting every Monday and coming together. And it's just beautiful to see. It proves me that there is a reason to work on it, and there is a reason to deliver all this knowledge to them, because I see them growing. I see them being here for each other, and it's just so beautiful being here for you and cheering you up.
Absolutely. Being part of this community is just fantastic. Be able to share what I can share, if I can help, whenever I can.
Of course you can. Of course you can. That's why you are here. So let's explore your topic further. I just wanted to make sure that you are on board with your full smile and full potential. I'm unleashing you, Stefan, right now. Okay, so how long does it take? So you were telling about how long does it take in 21 days or 255 or whatever. I don't think that there is an existing study saying that it's exactly this amount of number. Just as you said, it's depending on the personality. But how can people change habits? Like, okay, it will take 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a year, doesn't matter. But how can I start it? What are the things that I can do to change my habits or routines?
So if we're talking about the context that I work in terms of health and wellness,
Health and wellness, yes, exactly.
it really is about empowering the person to feel empowered themselves. So some people will work and create change when they have a goal to focus on. Some people will create change when they feel more confident. Some people will be able to create a new habit when they have a process to work through. So it's all about tapping into the person's uniqueness as to how they create change for themselves. And sometimes people aren't aware of that. And it's about highlighting that to the individual. So I'm a kind of person that doesn't work on a goal, so I can have an understanding, but I like a process to go through to create change at the end. So individually, it's very easy to work with someone on a one-to-one level. To give a blanket approach to everybody, that's really difficult, because some people will, I'll be able to say to someone, this is your goal, then go and do it. This is how you create a new habit, then go and do that thing. And they'll be energized by me challenging them to create a new habit. Some people need to be nurtured more so, and given the step-by-step process. So the first port of call is for someone to say, this is what I want to do, like I said earlier on. But it's all about nurturing, Andrea. It's all about taking someone and understanding why they want to create change and who is around them to help facilitate that. Because I've worked with a lot of people who aren't helped and supported by their surrounding family members or friends. So the first protocol is to help them communicate what they want to do with their inner circle, with their partners, with their children, with their colleagues or closest friends, and helping someone describe what they want to their nearest and dearest. And that's the most important part.
I think you touched on something, because I was just recently running into CrossFit, and I was always like admiring the CrossFit people. They all come together, they going in the morning, 5 a.m., 6 a.m. They do their CrossFit, and then they are so happy throughout the whole day. And it's exactly because of that, because of the community feeling, that they go to the gym, they will find the same people supporting each other, pushing the same time, pushing together, supporting each other. And that's something that you just mentioned. By facilitating the change, you are providing a supportive environment for the change, like an affiliate partner or someone who is like their accountability partner, not affiliate partner, who is helping you to do the change.
Absolutely. And it's when you have that community or people or support around you, change is so much easier, and habits form as a result of who we're surrounded by. So I have habits that I know serve other people more than they serve me. But for some of those things, I'm happy with that. It's raising an awareness as to what we do on a day-to-day basis because of who we are. And like I said right at the very beginning, I'm a compassion person who serves other people. So that won't change for me. So I understand that what I do a lot of the time is serving other people. But I must remember to take a step outside of what I am and look at myself to make sure I'm okay.
Yeah, it's all about us and all about them and all of us. Like someone I think was telling about two full circles. Andrea, I think it was Andrea Stadthalter. She was talking about to have self-love first. It's more important, because then you have, when they meet in a relationship or in any kind of connection, then you have the full person meeting with a full person. So it's not taking away from each other. It's actually accelerating each other by being already the full circle.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's empowering because we are energy, and like I'm sure you're creating in this amazing context of the Empowerment Summit, is that it's all about energy. So if we have energy, it doesn't matter whether we're in the same room, in the same country, we can create energy and change on different continents because of the energy we create. And that's a lot of it is that's the grassroots of habitual change, is having the energy and receiving energy from others and giving energy to other people. And when we're on the same plane, then habitual patterns change.
Yeah, actually, like I agree with Afzan also. A sense of belonging goes a long way, because when you start to feel you belong, you will be more secure. You will be a little bit more confident about yourself, because even if you're in your own life, everything is falling apart, you still know that, okay, here's the place where I belong. This is the place where I can go for support, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because it comes down to if we have that inner belief, then we are ultimately releasing chemicals and hormones from our brain into our bodies that serve us. If we have doubt or concern or stress, then that's a knock-on effect in terms of our physical health and well-being, which then has an impact on our ability to believe we can create habits. Because if we bathe ourselves or our cells in negative hormones or negative chemicals, then it's much harder to create change. And that's what I mean about relinquishing ourselves to change and accepting we can give ourselves up to change. But being conscious is the key.
Being conscious, yes, exactly. And then we come to the very hard habits, because I remember this question was something that I wanted to ask from you, because I will tell you a secret. The speakers are helping me to get very good questions, and I'm bringing the very good questions up. So you are challenging yourselves, guys. So I will ask if you write it on the list. Okay, so we have one question that is something very important, is the hard habits, the habits that are hard to break, because that's always something that you are trained and conditioned to have a habit. Like, for example, someone was telling me they go work out in the afternoon, so it's wellness and health and well-being, and then suddenly you cannot do it because you start a new job and they don't let you do it during the afternoon, so you have to suddenly change, maybe wake up 4 a.m., 5 a.m. in the morning. And for example, personally for me, that would be a really hard thing to do, because I just need my sleep and I need my energy, because I burn so much energy throughout the day that for me, I believe it's very hard to wake up at 5 a.m. So what do you say to break those habits that are hard to break?
The first port of call is exactly what you said, Andrea, in terms of you believe it's hard to do. So the first port of call for me is asking the question, why do you believe that's hard? Because
I'm so sleepy every morning. I'm talking from experience.
yeah, absolutely. And the thing with that is that I was the same as you. So for many, many, many years, I believed I wasn't a morning person. And I said that and I repeated it to other people. So whatever we say or think is what we believe is the truth. So I understood I could change the truth of not being a morning person by releasing that thought from myself. So the more I repeated, I'm not a morning person, I cannot wake up early, the more that was the truth for me. So the first thing to do is to raise your awareness as to what you believe you can't do. And is it in alignment to what you actually want to do? So someone might say to me, I now want to wake up in the morning and exercise, but I really struggle to wake up in the morning. So having a goal and having a belief that goes against the goal, there's no way you'll wake up in the morning until you understand that you're repeating the same thing that doesn't get you what you want in the first place.
Okay, I'm a morning person. I'm a morning person. I'm a morning.
That's
I will
it.
tell you tomorrow whether I managed
That's
to
it.
wake.
That's it. That is what it's all about. And what makes it really powerful and special for me is when I was at university, something really blew my mind. I remember sitting in a lecture and I was very much a social student. So I would enjoy going out and enjoying myself far too much and then staggering into a lecture the following day. But I remember the day I was in my psychology lecture, and the lecturer was talking about how the brain cannot differentiate between something that we vividly imagine and something we actually do. So if I walk out of my office here and walk up to the house, that's an actual experience that I have, walking out of the office up to the house. But if I sit here and close my eyes and imagine myself walking out of here and up to the house, our mind does not know the difference. So with what you said about sitting there and saying, I am a morning person, I am a morning person, and it seems quite jokey and quite silly, but that actually works. So something we vividly imagine becomes our reality the more we vividly imagine it. And that links into how habits are created. So you can become a morning person by thinking you are a morning person today, not believing you're going to become a morning person next week or next month or next year. So it is, the power of the mind is incredible in terms of how we create change for health and wellness, because the majority of people I work with will say, I'll be happy when I weigh less, I am fitter, I look better in my clothes. But that time never comes because they're always saying, I'll be happy when. So they're never happy in the moment. So for me, the power of being able to imagine ourselves with a morning routine or waking up early in the morning, it happens easier than we believe, because a lot of people, as you just said, we joke about it. Do I just have to say I'm happy? Do I have to say I love who I am? Yes. And you're already on the way to creating habitual change. And that's a beautiful thing. It really is.
I love this. I love this. And I think it really makes a good example, because I always believe that we are not perfect. I mean, no one is perfect. I believe that everyone has something to work on, and everyone has, I mean, everyone should have a coach. Everyone should have a mentor. I mean, show me a perfect person and I'm like, I say you are lying, because that's just not existing. So thank you for showing us the picture of visualization and how to actually start the habit change. I will repeat 7 times today that I'm a morning person, and I will let you know how it went when I'm at my 30th day of repeating it.
Yes, please. Let me know when you've become that morning person.
Let me say, when I'm waking up at 5, that means you are already sleeping. So I will write you a message or call you up. I will tell you, hey, Stefan, I'm a morning person.
Yeah. But your morning's going to be about 8 hours earlier than my morning. So you're going to be calling me at my time, 1 o'clock in the morning. I might not be that awake at that time.
Exactly. It's like the same I told to Salvatore Bruno that I will go and taste his paella because he was talking at the event, and I was like, okay, this is still on my bucket list. So now yours is also going on my bucket list. Thank you so much, Stefan. I have to open a panel discussion, the last talk for tonight. It was a pleasure to have you and make you smile, and I see you again in action. And thank you so much for sharing about health and happiness and success, and how to change habit in health and wellness. It's so important today to take care about ourselves and to improve in this area, because without our health and our body, we cannot really do anything, right? So thank you so much.
Really appreciate it. Sending love to you.
Me too. A lot of hugs and positive vibes. See you, Stefan. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.